communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum
How could I possibly be in several places at once?
Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum
I just can't believe this. He's dead. How did it happen?
Communitatis. Bonum communitatis.
You'll find that we were having a very tight
communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis.
Who could do something like this?
Communitatis. Bonum communitatis. Bonum
I think our Mr. Merchant tried to have a little fry about the gas
communitatis. Bonum communitatis.
masters.
Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis.
What happened then?
Communitatis. Bonum
We're not catching up. Can't understand.
Bonum communitatis. Bonum communitatis.
Now, you'll all be delighted to hear that the tenacious Sergeant Angel has been taken care of. Joyce will discover the sergeant lying on the wet floor of his bathroom, having slipped and tragically broken his neck. So, with the dispatch of the sergeant, we will now be able to concentrate on our Watcher infestation. After which, nothing will stand in our way.
Oh, I beg to differ, Mr. Weaver.
Well, I see we have visitors.
Sergeant Nicholas Angel, Sanford 6 Inquisition.
My, he is tenacious, isn't he?
I'm detaining you under suspicion of conspiracy to commit murder and of conspiracy to hand over Imperial assets to sanctioned Xenos.
Xenos? What the devil are you talking about?
You should all be ashamed. I should have seen it before, but hearing it chanted makes it all too clear. The greater good.
The greater good.
What's so bad about the greater good?
The greater good.
Everyone keeping to their role, playing their part, keeping to their little box. It's the Tau, isn't it? Those blue-faced, forehead-nosed Votal wannabes. You were going to put the webway fragment in their filthy three-fingered hands, weren't you?
What?
Why would we do that?
The chant. The greater good.
The greater good.
None of us subscribe to the philosophies of the Tau, Sergeant Angel. Tau caste principles force uncreative conformity and prevent the cultivation of innovative ideas from alternative sources.
Which can lead to stagnation. Tau castes seek to suppress mortal nature, while imperial principles seek to harness them.
Harnessing mortality. Aha! This is a gene stealer cult, isn't it? I knew there was something wrong with Georgie. Skinner was all too keen on keeping him out of inquisitorial hands. Genetic testing would have revealed his tyrannid nature and brought the full force of the Ordo Xenos upon Sanford 6.
Are you bonkers? We didn't go to all the trouble of cultivating this pristine planet just to hand it over to a bunch of animals.
What's the Hive Queen going to do with our awards? Eat them?
Well, Drukari? Nothing like a little kink to spice up the country life.
Oh, gross.
Have you seen how they dress? I am nauseated by the very suggestion.
But, I mean, chaos? I hear all the cool kids are doing chaos these days. Just the other day, I overheard Timmy talking to his mates. They were gonna go to his basement and smoke a line of chaos with, the bong.
You don't know anything about drugs.
No, I don't know anything about drugs. But none of this explains how any of this could be for the greater good.
The greater good.
You see, as much as I enjoy your wild theories, Sergeant, the truth is far less complex. Glower's fate was simply a result of his being an appalling actor.
Quite appalling.
You murdered him for that?
Well, he murdered the Emperor.
What? Oh,
The Dramatic Society is an important feather in our cap. Couldn't let Blower jeopardize that. Not when we had 2 semi-professionals waiting in the wings. Let's not forget that Greg was an extra in Acid Dogs, and Sari played a cadaver in Tales of the Krieg.
Yes, I know.
Martin was less concerned with the reputation of the planet than he was with his sordid affair with Eve Draper.
And so Eve deserved to die too.
Well, she did have a very annoying laugh.
Annoying. And George Merchant?
He had an awful house.
Awful.
We begged him in vain to make his residence more in keeping with the village's rustic aesthetic.
And what about Tim Messenger? What was his crime?
Tim Messenger's tenure as editor of the Sanford Citizen has been unbearable. Our once great paper had become riddled with tabloid journalism, not to mention persistent errors. He listed her age as 55, when I'm actually 53. 53.
What about Leslie Tiller? One of your own. Her horticultural expertise helped put Sanford 6 on the galactic chart.
Oh, she was ever so good.
Cousin Leslie was a terrible shame. But it seemed she was set on moving away. We couldn't have her sharing her green fingers with anybody else. Not least with those heretics at Buford Abbey 7. If we can't have her, no one can.
How can any of this be for the greater good?
The greater good.
Shut it! You mean to tell me all these people died for completely petty reasons? Petty, shallow, inconsequential, nitpicky reasons. No Tau, no Tyranids, no kinky space elves. Nothing even remotely specific to the setting of Warhammer 40k.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.